Hattis Hierophant. I am Crystal, your tarot reader. I have uploaded all of the people that were chosen for the complimentary reading and I posted it on Instagram. I did that on the 1st. So if you're like, you said the 1st, Crystal, I'm so sorry I didn't do it here first. It just takes me a little bit longer to upload it to YouTube. I will list all of those chosen in the description below. Otherwise, I hope you are doing well. I hope your family is well. I hope that beautiful spirit of yours is well. Let's get on with your reading. Hi Pisces, let's go ahead and get on with your April 2020 reading, shall we? The center of your read is the King of Pentacles. When I first pick up that energy, I see you, Pisces. I see you like sitting in a chair and you just kind of staring off. And it's not like you're staring off into space or you're doing it without purpose. It's almost like you're doing this like you're connecting to spirit. You're trying to figure out your next move, right? And because you want your next move to be one of a legacy, like a legacy driven, like this is where you want your next move to almost be your last move. That's what I'm hearing. Like you want this to lead you to that, right? That purpose-filled, purpose-driven career, job, purpose. Like I feel like that's where your energy is. You just don't want another job. You just don't want to do another clock in. You just don't want to have to file another report and put in another file. Like your heart just isn't there anymore, right? You feel like, yep, that served its purpose, but I want this next move to be purposeful and to create the type of legacy to where it's not only financial, but the type of legacy to where it's like, Pisces did that, not only for our family, but for our community. I feel like that's why you're dipping in and out of spirit, why you're just sitting there and you're resonating in that energy. And Pisces, really, out of all the zodiacs, I feel like it is the most easiest and most fluid to do with you. And with that being said, let's go to your moon energy. And your moon energy is where you are emotionally. That's where spirit is working our behalf because they love us so, so much. Or it's where you are resonating on the regular and the three are married, they're coupled, and they work together for us. And the first card I get, speaking of dipping in and out of spirit, is the Temperance card. That's exactly what she is physically doing there, right? With one foot on land and one foot in spirit, and creating this alchemist, this alchemist outcome, right? This alchemist formula, so to speak. That's where you've been going. And then I have this King of Cups. I feel like this King of Cups somehow is helping you along with the Knight of Swords. Okay, now I get it. Listen, Pisces, in between that time to where you are sleeping and awake, there's like this small little window to where you're almost able to capture the communication that you are having with spirit, whether it's through your dreams, through verbally communicating or communicating with our minds, right? When it happens in that spirit realm, it's beyond what we do here with the living, okay, for lack of a better example. So during that time, I recommend that you keep your phone by your bed. Keep it to where you can immediately start recording. I don't recommend you have a pen and paper, right? And I understand that journaling is a really big thing, but I think in this instance, you need to immediately just verbally record the interaction you had during that time. And when you do, there's an idea that's going to come out of that because you've been meditating there so long. You've been meditating like, Spirit, what's my next move? Where can I take this? Spirit is listening and they're going to give it to you during that time. And when they do, something is going to spark and it's going to help you push forward. All right, Pisces, so now we are going to go to your sun energy, and your sun energy is where you show up. It's your ego. It's how I see you, it's how other people see you, and it's how you are shown, right? The first card you get, Pisces, is that of Judgment. Two of Pentacles with Five of Cups. So because this is showing up in your ego, I feel like that you are going to experience, you're going to be able to witness almost the rebirth, right? And I keep hearing recovery, rebirth and recovery. You're going to see it with your own two eyes. And once you see that, and it's so interesting, Pisces, I just see you like on a world platform. I feel like it's much bigger than just a job or a relationship. Like I see you on this platform of like something big that's going to be for everyone. And on this platform, once you see this happen, once you see this reform, recovery, it's going to put you in the position of what should I do now? What's going to be my next step? I haven't been happy where I am. I haven't felt like I've been living up to my truest potential. I feel like that I've been watching these things happen. Like you knew this was eventually going to happen. You didn't know it was going to be in your lifetime. That's what I feel. Like you didn't think it was going to happen in your lifetime. It was something you were going to be able to experience and see. And now you're going to be put in a position of what next? What should I do now? I feel like you're going to be approached. You're going to be approached to like, hey, Pisces, what do you think our next move should be? And it's going to be so intuitive. It's almost like you're going to get this idea that's going to be brought to you. And then someone's going to come. It's almost like you're going to turn and then they're going to ask, like it's just going to be like this fluid. I just keep getting that, like fluid interaction. It's going to be this fluid connection. Very interesting. Now let's go to your immediate present. And I have the Nine of Cups. It's all making sense. And the Three of Swords. Okay, so with that being in your immediate present, so let's talk it out. Let's talk it out from your moon energy to your sun energy to your immediate present. So you see how we were talking about in your moon energy, how you're having this connection with spirit, and spirit is bringing you these ideas. You have to pay attention though. You have to be proactive in this relationship, right? And once you're proactive and you get this idea and it's going to come to you and it's going to be like an aha moment. As soon as you start figuring out, I'm sorry, I'm so excited. As soon as you start figuring out how you're going to translate that to us, right? To the collective, someone's going to approach you at the same time that you get it. It's almost like spirit wants it at the top of your tongue. So when you communicate it, it is in its purest and most complete form for reform. And this Ten of Cups is that of wish fulfillment, but this is a purposeful wish fulfillment. This is one that started with manifesting first. This is one that started with spirit first, right? So by the time you're sitting here, you've already thought about all these things. That's how you got the cups in the first place. And this Three of Swords is that of this, right? Because by the time you were here and you were disappointed with how things were, and then you witnessed all of this recovery and reform and rebirth, really, it gave you like great disappointment. So that's not a broken heart that you're going to experience because of something that someone did to you, but it's going to be a broken heart of something you've been living through, right? But Pisces, you're going to be part of the reform. You're going to see it from a complete different perspective than the rest of us. Pisces. So, I expanded on that Temperance card. reform, rebirth. That's the death card. Justice. I can't make this up, right? You are going to be part of that reform. You are going to bring justice to this, to this. It's in your spirit. Spirit is working with you in this direction. And then I expanded on that Knight of Swords, and I have the Ten of Pentacles with that Ace of Wands. So with that King of Pentacles, and I said how we want to create like this legacy beyond financial, right? Spirit is giving you the go-ahead, and they're like, yep, we're going to help you with that too. With this information that we're giving as far as these downloads. Please pay attention to those downloads, Pisces, because I feel like we all need it, right? Whatever you're getting downloaded and you bring to us, it's going to be for the collective. In addition to the legacy that you're going to create for yourself and your loved ones. And even for some people you just like. I appreciate you. Okay. Oh my. Honey, Pisces, you have so many major arcana happening in your moon energy. I'm already blown away. I'm blown away. I expanded on that King of Cups. You have the Emperor card. We got to make things right. That's what the Emperor does. By the time the Emperor shows up, it's like I'm sick of all this tomfoolery. Now I'm going to be here, and I'm about to set things straight. I already have a list of the things we're going to be doing, right? And to me, these two coupled together is the perfect energy for reform, okay? Because the Emperor wants to bring stability, fairness, right? It wants to bring prosperity, the Emperor. And in order to bring this, you have to carry that strength and that courage inside of you, because it takes courage to make change when not everybody is down for change or accepting of change. That's when you have to draw on that strength, which at the end of the day is courage. And then when I expanded on that, I have the Seven of Swords. And we're talking about major arcanas, and we have this minor arcana of the Seven of Swords, right? And that's just one of, hey, Pisces, expect that through this journey, through this transformation and this reform that you're going to be a part of, right? You're going to come across some dishonesty. You're going to come across some lies. And it's important for you to recognize that when they come, because they will. Anytime you seek the truth, for some reason, a lie likes to squeeze itself in there too. Like, don't forget about me. And I expanded on that Seven of Swords, another major arcana, High Priestess. Honey, Spirit is working on you. Spirit is working on you. Now I see why. Now I see why you're sitting there. And people may even be looking at you like, Pisces, everything okay? Every time I look over there, you're like kind of like glassy-eyed. Let them know you're speaking to Spirit. Look, I'm resonating in that energy of Spirit. So give us a minute, right? Let's expand on your immediate, on your sun energy. Interesting. So I expanded on that Judgment, and I have the 9 and 10 of Wands, right? So that's some fire energy. And this is also about feeling overwhelmed and burdened, and even feeling like you've just had enough. But you know what? The energy I get from that 9 of Wands is more of looking back at what you've done and where you've come from to get where you are now. And because this is showing up in your immediate present, and it's coupled with that Judgment card, right? And the reason why this Judgment is coming up, this reform, this rebirth, is because of the things that's been going on for the past 8 to 9 to 10 years, right? And it's been burdenous. Not only for you, but people around you, for all of us. From the past 9 to 10 years. Interesting. It feels like it's more like, all I keep getting, Pisces, is I keep getting the entire planet. And I know you're like, Crystal, I'm just one Pisces. I can't save the whole world. I'm just giving you what I see, right? And it is, you're making a move on a large scale, and because I'm seeing all this major arcana in your moon energy, spirit is behind you. So I expand on this 5 of Cups, and I get 7 of Pentacles along with the Queen of Swords. And this is all about like waiting on this investment. Like, why am I putting all this time in? Like, that's what I'm hearing, right? And then we have the Queen of Swords. And you know, the Queen of Swords, she doesn't pussyfoot around, right? She's not one that's light and fluffy. She's not like the Queen of Pentacles. And she's not charismatic like the Queen of Wands, right? Or even the Queen of Cups, who is a bit more loving and soft. The Queen of Swords, by the time she walks through the door, she's telling you like it is and how it needs to be done. And I feel like that we're realizing, that you're realizing, Pisces, right? That all of this time that you've been investing, it's been like, for what? It's almost like that part of you is waking up. And obviously, because we see the Knight of Swords here, and knights are messengers, right? And you're getting the message, and it's showing up in your ego to where you now have that energy of, this is some bull, right? I expanded on that 2 of Pentacles, and I got the Page of Swords, okay? Along with the 9 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles. So, you know, the Page of Swords, they typically bring, it's more education based, right? Especially a Page of Swords. So there's something that we're going to have to learn, and we're going to have to research, and we're going to have to seek out, okay? And this may be something you might have to do all alone, right? Pisces, I'm looking at it too, and I feel you. You're like, how am I going to do it by myself? I don't know. All I can say is Spirit's like, look, I know you have choices to make. Read up on it, educate yourself, be knowledgeable, but this is something you're going to have to do alone. Stand in your independence, stand in that security of Pisces. Spirit's got you. You are so heavy in spirit right now with all these major arcanas that's backing you up. You have Strength, High Priestess, the Emperor, Temperance, Death, Justice. What? Like, those are all the big hitters. I mean, if I'm going to be stuck in an alley somewhere, I want them with me. You know what I mean? And they're in your back pocket. And then with this 5 of Pentacles, right? To me, this is just kind of giving me, like, not necessarily a warning, but just during those times where you are out there alone, Pisces, fighting the good fight, right? And you're out there learning and teaching, right? There may be times where you feel alone and you feel like you're abandoned, you feel like people don't understand. Remember, this is in your immediate present, so this is just a temporary feeling. Don't forget about your backup. Honey, you got the biggest, baddest behind you in that alley. Okay. Very interesting. Yeah. So I expanded on the 9 of Cups, and we have the Ace of Cups, right? So to me, this is already like a victor. So all this defending, you're going to be the victor. So even though we have to go through this, right? Even though you have to go through that and you have to defend and you have to explain, you are going to be the victor, Pisces. And you see this 3 of Swords we were talking about earlier, how once you realize that this stuff was going down and now you have to make change, this needs to be smooth for everyone, right? You see how the actual turbulent water is just a small part of this entire energy. this is only going to be temporary and small. We have this long, vast life of smoother waters, Pisces, that you're going to help us all get to. And then once we do this, like, it's going to start off as like a single journey. It's going to start off as like, okay, I'm doing this alone. But then people are going to start collaborating with you. People are going to start understanding your ideas and your energy, because by the time you explain your ideas from spirit, it's going to be a little like, what, Pisces? And then they're going to get it. And then they're going to want to collaborate with you. And they're like, all right, how many boats you got coming? I got the first 2. We have other people who got the next 3. We're in. And then I expanded on that 10 of Pentacles. And again, right? We can just expect it. This is just helping you understand, Pisces, that through this journey, you're going to get a little bit of pushback. But you see, they're just little bitty things. They're more like annoyances. These aren't death cards in your progress. The only death cards you have is for transformation. Nothing here is stopping you. Just a little speed bump, right? And then I expand it with the 10 of Cups and the King of Swords. To me, the King is showing up because they're like, look, we got you, Pisces. We got your family too. We got your people too. Your people are taken care of too. Wow, Pisces, I just did not expect that kind of reading. Bravo. Listen, please let me know how this turns out. We may not see some of this until these are major arcanas, so we might not see some of this for the next several months, but for the next several months, expect transformation. And with transformation, Pisces, it's going to be a little uncomfortable, but you have so much backup, you don't need to worry. They're little bitty annoyances that are going to feel heavy at the time, but once you get past and you look back at that annoyance, it's going to feel so small for the outcome that you're going to get from it. Okay? That's the biggest message there. Okay, I'm trying something different and new with these readings. I have these angel cards that a girlfriend of mine gave to me and another girlfriend. We shared it, and we would choose these cards. Oh, I didn't do this for Cancer. Okay, I'm gonna do one for Cancer. I'm gonna go back and do one for Cancer. And we would choose these cards, so in those times of feeling like this, it was a way to reset our energy. So I'm gonna pick 3, and this is where we're gonna resonate our energy during those times to where we're vibrationally or a little bit low. And unbelievable. And the first angel card is birth. I know it's coming in backwards on your side. I apologize. Once I become computer savvy, these are going to be so super cool videos. But for that to be birth, we said it, a rebirth, reform. Spirit, boy, they be showing out sometimes. And the next one is depth. And to me, this is one of that strength energy. It's pulling in on that strength energy, that courage when we're going through these moments here, to where there's small challenges and they kind of take a bit of our energy, and that type of energy that makes you think that you can't move forward. But once you scoop, like I see like that you're able to scoop in to the deepest part of who you are. And you remember that energy of the high priestess, of the strength, of the emperor, of the temperance, right? And this justice that you're seeking, and this judgment, this rebirth and recovery. Once you take a scoop out of those things, that's going to help you maintain that depth that is necessary for you to move, right? And then the next one is commitment. Commitment to get past all of this anyway. And I know that can be difficult for you sometimes, Pisces, because of that energy that you have specifically with spirit. It can be emotional that none of the rest of us can really understand. It's true. It is a burden that you bear. So think about that depth, that commitment, and that rebirth that you're going through as you're going through this. Okay? Listen, I absolutely adore you. Thanks for coming to see me, and I will see you next month.